question on that about the dramaturgy, because in fact what I find about the Phantomatsi is that it's something which apparently is very simple to reach, but it actually takes quite an effort by a person to see all 6 of them to stand for, what is it, 2 minutes, 1 minute each one?
Well, SEES Istanbul represents above all a quite big jump on the organizational side. Our technical team has been functioning well. Our relationship to our hosts is well established. Istanbul 2010 is a high status host, so that they were able to bring to us both the audiences and the necessary attention to the project. So it made things easier. It rolled, it was more smooth for all of the guests and artists to come, and the artists know more about what SEES is about, so they are adapting their performances and their thinking to the SEES concept a little bit more. They're not just doing their work and then offering it to us, they're also changing their work in order to be part of this community.
This space is familiar to these people, and it's secure and safe, and this is their place. And suddenly a strange object comes, and then the process of this strangeness becoming familiar.
Night breezes seems to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Hello.
Hi.
It's anybody there?
Yes.
Who you are?
My name?
For example? My wish was to have a more intimate, more personal meeting between me and the user of the Phantomat. I receive a much more personality from the audience, and it's on the different way. It's a different than the street. So now you're allowed to press the button. So I start from zero in each city. It's not this kind of project which it's use some gradation. It's not introvert project. It's depends too much of the place, the space, the context, and that's why I try to start like tabula rasa every time.
Ne diyor? Öyle değil mi? Biz hazır olalım da.
The project started from waiting for Europe, in fact, which means that many many people are waiting for Europe, being European, like Turkey. This for me is a tragicomic situation, and I believe that when Turkey will be a part of European Union, there will be no European Union. Maybe there will be Space Union.
Sözüm yok hiç bende. Darıldım. Gidip başka dala sarıldım.
So I think that this is not a message, but what I believe is that everybody should be content wherever they are, and they shouldn't stop moving They have to travel, they have to continue searching what they want in their life until they die.
Bak bir şey bu. Pandolinden de, sürtten de, müzikolden de, sürtten de.
I like the characters and the conflict between them, or the things that they did together in a in a funny atmosphere. It was really good.
I like it. It's about migration. At least I understand like that. And it's very. It's a big problem in Turkey and anywhere. Sometimes they force you to migrate, and it's about what you feel about this forced migration.
Film şey mi acaba?
Cumhuriyet Savcılığı'nın bulunduğu bina. Oraya götürdük.
I find seas extremely challenging. My way of thinking, my way of doing things, my way of understanding art as something I studied at Art Academy. Here art is totally different because you have to do it on street, you have to do it on unconventional spaces, you have to be provoked by the environment in a certain city. What kind of provocation we are throwing in front of people? Because sometimes it could be insulting, sometimes we could receive no response because there is no such a habit. So this is a constantly learning, ongoing learning process for both sides. And I think this is the meaning of art. This type of provocation when after the meeting you're not the same. You artist and audience. The project is I would say synthetic type of art because we're combining performing and fine arts or exhibition, because inside the suitcase there is something like a small museum or exhibition space in which I represent the 45 years of so-called socialist or communist times in my country. Inside you can find hundreds of small objects collected in different places, or my personal, my family actually objects, representing the history from a totally different angle.
Now we have some finished work, so we can lean back on those a little bit. We can relax. We know that there is good shows for the audience to see and appreciate. So we've had, for example, in SEAS Istanbul, a master class in cultural management. Dragan Klajic is working with a number of master students for 3 days, also in project leadership and international cultural management.
We met here with a number of Turkish colleagues. It was also some kind of an opening, I think, for the Istanbulian and Turkish intellectual scene. We had then a series of very candid and often very polemical dialogues about Turkey, Istanbul, opening of Turkey to the rest of Europe, but also about the cultural implications of European integration.
The reason that I've shown you this movie is not just because this young talent has the same name as mine, but to show you the amazing and the great capacity and the humor of our young generation has, and which I believe that with sound and right policies, cultural policies, it should be supported somehow.
Don't be afraid of having like physical contact. You have to think like when you're creating your picture, you're not doing it to the other one when you have physical contact. You're doing it because it's on the way to your picture. That's what I meant. For me, the borderline is that when you're in that situation where you're creating your picture, but this person is right on the way that your picture is.
We've had a dance workshop with Philippe Blanchard from Sweden. We've had an actors workshop with Wunderbaum, working with young Turkish actors. That's one side, that is the encounter with the Turkish people, the people that we want to meet in Istanbul.
Ve herkes gidip bu saçma heykellerin yanında durup fotoğraf çektiriyor.
Amuda kalkan bir tane vardı. Şu gerizekalı onun yanında amuda kalkmaya çalıştı ve kıçladan üstüne düştü.
Good. It's good. I feel that you're really good listening to each other and doing it together. We wanted to do something with, since it was only working in stereotypes for 2 days, we also wanted something real Turkish and real. It was also about two ways of acting very big and acting in a very personal way. So there was some sort of thing to do, but also we wanted to add some real people emotions in the workshop.
Şu görüntüye baksana. Şu rezalete bak. Şuralara bir bak ya. Bunlar ne ya? Bunlar ne? Ne bunlar? Ben anlamıyorum. Ne bunlar?
Vardı hatırlasana, her tarafa koymuşlar böyle rezalet bile gülüyor ya.
Hatırlıyorum ama hiç parti yok.
SEAS helped us by providing everything and making the connection between us and the different cities. So that is a good thing, because we wouldn't have come up with this idea ourselves, with the idea of all these playing in all these cities. But we
of course, separately, we can make this performance, of course, artistic-wise, but SEAS is very important in initiating it.
And then on the same time, we've had two workshop productions that have been being developed here in Istanbul. The most important, of course, and the deepest has been the work with Glorious Death, where Drita Rokasapi and the playwright Mia Törnqvist have come to Istanbul to work with an Istanbul-based singer.
We will have a choir of voices singing Solitude. Because suddenly all the characters will be singing Solitude on screen in their own way. So we will have a video choir of Solitude, exactly as these characters can reproduce Billie Holiday's version. In my solitude, you taunt me with memories that never die. In my solitude, you haunt me with dreadful leaves of days gone by. In my solitude, I'm afraid. Dear Lord above, send back my love.
The theme SEAS is quite interesting because we are also as Istanbul, a city on the Black Sea, and this concept of seeing SEAS as a process, this SEAS project as a process, as a work in progress, as the more or less the same problems of the countries, the cities around the Black Sea, getting uncontrolled immigration, uncontrolled industrialization, and to bring those subjects through arts sounded quite interesting for us. Now a big university theaters festival will follow SEAS, and of course in 2010 we are going to have maybe bigger events.
And now to tonight's performance, Sorelle, which was produced already by SEAS a few years ago with the theater company from Stockholm, Theater Guillotine. And it is based on a meeting between Swedish artists, Bulgarian artists, and the story which comes from Montenegro. So please, climb on the boat with us, take the voyage. Thank you for coming.
For things to come to an end, baby, let me
in that space you could also build something like this, but here you also had other possibilities, but I choose this to use the space in this way, and it really works. But this you cannot know. I mean, you try something and it works. The core of the project consists of 4 videos with a letter from each of the places that we have the SEAS project has visited. And this time here I'm showing like the extended version of it, so it is already 7 works that deals with different identities along the Black Sea area.
Для меня это очень интересный опыт был в смысле
I took part in the SEAS project because I saw it as a completely new and different experience for me, because normally I work on traditional theater stages, so in this project I can try working with unconventional spaces, to use very strange and bizarre places as a stage, like for example in this theater on this stage, and I see it as a totally different life experience.
This piece has been being performed in Istanbul for quite a while now. It's been 2 years that we created the piece. It's been performed in many different places, including indoor and outdoor spaces, Garage Istanbul itself. So the audience is already well used to the piece itself. SEAS pushed us to start thinking differently about the already existing structure and the setting of the piece, and then it kind of triggered us to start thinking of how can we actually come up with something different, something new that kind of transforms the piece while still keeping loyal to the original idea.
We have to invent new ideas, we have to make new adaptations, and that brings into lots of improvisation and really makes you feel really active.
Thank you.